Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News, which is always myself, Fabian. Got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we like to take a couple minutes out of our day, go through some headlines in the crypto news, bring them to your attention. That way, it saves you some time and have to go through a lot of news. And as you know, one of the admins over here had BigONE. And before we get started, I'll let Scott take the mic, kind of introduce himself, and then we'll get going with today.
Hey everyone, Scott with BigONE is do their social media side of things as well as Asia blockchain community. Happy to be here, excited to get the day going, and yeah, let's get this ball rolling.
Oh yeah, and as you guys know, man, we've been still at it day by day, going over through our crypto news, kind of looking at the market, seeing what's going on. Been a lot of different sentiments from the market, where some people think that the market is going to be going down, some people think it's going to be going up. At the end of the day, I think everything is a good accumulation zone based off of everybody's strategic points that they want to be in and out of these projects or whatever line that they're trading in. But there's definitely been a lot of bullish news going on with different projects and different partnerships that we've been seeing come about over the last couple of days. So it's been really good news for the market in general. I think a little bit of that, along with a little bit of the relief of what's going on around the world with some of the interest rates and here in the States and some of the other economic situations in other countries, I think that we're starting to see, kind of a little bit of some of the money being able to get back into the entire market. And there's been some interesting headlines going on throughout the news, but I think throughout this episode, we'll probably hear a little bit more about it. But without further ado, we'll jump into my first article, which is actually coming from Cointelegraph. It actually, the headline reads, Coinbase announces nearly the entire company will shut down for 4 weeks, 4-week-long breaks in 2022 to allow their workers to recharge. So they said the 4 weeks of coordinated recharge time might sound like a lot of the time off for the company and hypergrowth, but given the intensity of our work throughout the year, we think it's the best way to ensure our pace is sustainable for the long term. And it sounds like they go on and say the major U.S. crypto exchange Coinbase will give its employees 1 week off each quarter to recharge after long days and long weeks of intense work. In a blog on Monday, the chief officer Brock said nearly the entire company will shut down for 4 separate weeks this year as a part of an experiment to allow workers to recuperate after completing intense workloads. Brock said the exchange's employees aren't necessarily limited to 40-hour work weeks and may have to pivot at a moment's notice, seemingly creating the potential for a burnout. So it sounds like when they have demand on their workload, and they're responsible for having it done, no matter what the time constraint is and how much hours they have to put in. So it looks like this is going to be a kind of like I don't even think it's something that's anything that should be frowned upon. It's not like they're trying to shut down the entire company. What they're saying is that each sector of the company will close for 1 week to kind of just recharge their brains, and if that's your front end, they can take a week off. The back end takes a week off. Your marketing team takes a week off, and your core team takes a week off. So I think that's pretty much a kind of a good strategy, right? And you give everybody's minds a time to think. And what it does is, in the process of you being out, it also gives the company time to take a little bit of emphasis off of this one thing and not have to worry about this for a week, and kind of just make sure they focus on everything else a little bit harder, right? And they can do that throughout the whole year and take weeks off. So I think that's a pretty creative strategy for Coinbase. And we'll see how it works out. I mean, the one thing about strategies is, you don't know if they're going to work or if they are going to work until you implement them. So good to see what that they're trying to make some change.
Yeah, definitely. And my first article is on crypto is no longer an investment hedge due to stock market correlation. The International Money Fund has stated that the increasing correlation between the cryptocurrency sector and the stock market rules out the status of digital currencies as an investment hedge. The IMF research showed that 60-day correlation coefficient of the S&P 500 index and Bitcoin daily moves was just 0.01 between 2017 and 2019. However, the measure spiked to 0.36 for 2021 period. Furthermore, the study also indicates the correlation has spilled over to stable coins and the equity market. And that's the thing, the equity market and the stable coins, and I could see Bitcoin doing it, but the safer hedge is kind of like, I think, is DeFi, and the DeFi space, as long as they can keep that separate from big corporations and stuff, there needs to be a lot of work and a lot of separation still made between the two. So let's see what happens. But
yeah, I mean, I think you're 100% right, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying to fight, you're trying to hedge Bitcoin against something that's called the US dollar, right? And what's the funny thing about the US dollar is that it's printed. And what's the funny thing about the printer? The government runs it. And who gets to say when it's printed? They do. So they can print as much currency as they need to make sure their markets stay intact, because they've always done that. So if we have it hedged that we're going to go against the US dollar, I think potentially, or against fiat in general, the people have to give cryptocurrency value outside of any form of government currency.
yeah,
But as long as we're hedging towards currency, I think we're going to always run into a little bit of an issue. But that's something I think will happen, going down a longer time in history. But I think right now we need to peg our value to something so we can all feel like we're on the way to where?
the moon. I have a feeling like NFTs and that are kind of taking that hedge. Now you're seeing a lot of people move their money over there when the market's bad, and they're not going down. It seems like they're still kind of going up versus what the market is. So I kind of find that interesting, and it's staying quiet too. So that's just something for you guys to be aware of. It's not financial advice, but I do notice kind of a bit of a correlation where NFTs definitely seem to be gaining value. And this, even with cryptocurrency markets doing what they're doing. So it's just keep your eyes open, look at the projects, see what's happening. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, man. I mean, always pay attention to what's going on. And the good thing about NFTs is giving people something, right? And piece of digital property, if they're buying it in the metaverse, or if it's a NFT that's pretty cool that you just have as a digitalized asset. So yeah, it's definitely something to pay attention to. I think that them offering something in return kind of gets people to hold, in a sense, right? So and when people hold it, it just gives it value, even if the liquidity couldn't really handle it on the back end.
Yeah.
I think essentially, they do show value. So it is an interesting hedge. But as you said, there's definitely something to pay attention to for everybody that's out there. But be careful, guys, and nothing that we say is not financial advice, because to go into my next article, it goes right into Bloomberg. This is coming from Bloomberg. Kim Kardashian, Floyd Mayweather sued by investors and the Ethereum Max token. So Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather Jr. were sued for allegedly scamming investors in a cryptocurrency called Ethereum Max. The reality TV star and the Xbox champion were paid to hype a blockchain-based digital token to their fans, causing investors to purchase their investments at an inflating price, according to the complaint filed in the LA federal court. Former Boston Celtics Paul Pierce was also named as a defendant in the suit. So, kind of a sticky situation, in the terms of, like, endorsement versus financial advice, right? And these are people who have a following where people look up to these people, and they may hear some marketing plunge or some marketing strategy and fall victim to it and buy in, right? But that goes back to doing your due diligence. I don't think these people will probably get anything from these cases, especially from these people, because these people are not financial advisors. In fact, they're pretty much almost the opposite of a financial advisor. One of them has a reality show that it's not reality, but they call it reality, and the other one, get hit. They kind of get punched in the head for a living. I don't think they don't make their way. They they don't really make a living in the crypto space. So, guys, just be careful who you're following and who you're promoting and who you're looking up to for financial advice. If they're not, somebody that's actually posting open trades, then excuse me, they potentially don't have any credibility because you don't know what they're doing in the market. Any of us could say we've been here since the beginning of time, but only the people that weathered the storm are here. No pun intended with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Weather in the storm. But yeah, that was a cool article. I know it's a little bit of funny, but I liked it because it was interesting, right? Because it's kind of like these people are putting their credibility on the line and not thinking about it in the terms of credibility because they think that they're just getting approached with another marketing deal that gives them money in their account.
No, that makes sense. My next article, I think you could go to this one because I kind of find this funny too. Iran to allow crypto payments for international trade. The Central Bank of Iran, or CBI, and the Ministry of Trade have reached an agreement to link the CBI's payment platform to a trade system allowing business to settle payments using cryptocurrencies. We're finalizing a mechanism for operation of the system that should provide new opportunities for importers and exporters to use cryptocurrency in their international deals. The interesting thing about this is Iran is blacklisted off of importing and exporting out of a lot of countries. And the only way they could potentially get around this is cryptocurrency. So by them doing this, I'm just saying it doesn't make us look super great, but in the same sense, good for them to try and find a system to bypass US sanctions and other countries' sanctions. Cryptocurrency definitely might be the best route to do so.
So are certain countries going to be centralized and then other countries decentralized? So it seems like they're doing a decentralized thing, right?
Potentially, it doesn't really say what they're getting.
No, what I'm saying is it's super smart because they know with the trade embargo that they have, they can't trade openly, right? So they pretty much use cryptocurrency and kind of decentralize their identity so they can do this in a different respected manner that's still legal, right? So I like what they're doing. I think it's pretty smart. It's definitely a smart plunge on what's going on and kind of how to use your situation and turn it into a better circumstance. And I think that's pretty smart. I'm interested to see where that one goes. But to my last article, we're actually going to jump over to cryptoninjas.net. The headline reads, Constellation Network launches pre-order for retail traffic mining hardware product. So traditional mining and energy intensive and complicated, requiring costly hardware investments and advanced technical know-how. Constellation wants to make mining something for anyone to do. Our traffic miner will make learning crypto easy, fun, and affordable for anyone curious about token and economics. Just peel it and stick it wherever you want it, and it's that easy to get started. So it sounds like they're partnering up with a company called Door, and retail analytics shows startup Door, acquired by Constellation in October 2021, developed a battery-operated traffic miner hardware and software technology to include proprietary thermal sensing hardware and machine learning algorithms, and autonomously counts foot traffic without detecting or recording any personally identifying information while mining, rewarding Constellation's DAG and distributing it to the hardware owners. Individuals and third-party operators can purchase our traffic miners, install them, and share in the economic rewards by generated data that they collect. So this is something very interesting. It sounds like DAG is almost stepping out and coming out with a smart power. You remember how TVs used to take up a lot of power because they had this bulb in it that was like it had to work, and then they went to a LED bulbs, and now they're like very energy efficient. So it's almost like, to me, TVs was computing entertainment or media to screen it on on somewhere that you could have vision, and now NFTs and all these things that we need validation for, transactions and all of these things that we need we need this kind of information for, people still need to validate it. And mining has still been the proven most safest way to do it. And I think that DAG is like, hey, we're gonna stick to this this mining thing, but we're actually gonna give you guys something like almost the equivalent of plugging up your nightlight when you were a kid in power, and it's gonna mine for you, and we're gonna teach you how to set it up and how to make it easy and super simple. So this is something I'm actually very interested in. I actually love that. You know, I like Constellation and I think they have some interesting technology that was also picked up by the U.S. Air Force here in America. They're going to use the ledger in space in the things that they're going to be doing with space technology and collecting space data. So I think this is really like some good news for Constellation DAG. I'm going to look forward to what this does after the pre-order and they do the launch. I'll be paying attention to see how it affects pricing all around their ecosystem.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my last article is on what we don't talk on very much, but Dogecoin.
Doge!
$407.4 million Doge shifted between anonymous wallets. Over the past
400 million?
407.4 million. Yeah, it's equivalent of $60,919,358. So there's over 24 transactions of various sizes. There was over 20 tweets of transfers carrying various amounts of large K9 crypto Doge from 82 million to 5 million and 4 million coins. One of these transfers was made from a Robinhood-based crypto wallet. The largest Doge transfer here have been 82 million and 56 million, worth $11,788 and $8,174. The transaction fee for the former was almost 100 Doge though, or $14.28, which isn't a lot for an actual fee. But the whole thing kind of came about. It's kind of funny. You can see is there was something about in the welcoming or the code for the Tesla website where someone was able to find some code for Doge now being accepted for payment on Tesla cars now. So, and that's what caused a little bit of this movement as to someone to go out and buy a Tesla car when it does finally get released. I don't think it's released yet, so it should be interesting to see what happens.
So that is very interesting. So I don't know if that was like, so like with Doge, was that like a market like where they like pitching that they were going to be able to get in more retail spaces?
From the tweet that I seen, it shows in the news in China, BTC in China, Dogecoin payment on Tesla soon. And you could see they actually looked into the Tesla website and they seen a case for Dogecoin to be added, as well as there's another gentleman we know from the space, Twitter spaces and stuff, Crypto Pulse. He actually posted about it as well, that he's seen it in the code of the website, and he did ape in a little bit into Dogecoin this morning. So good for him. But I mean, in the same sense, like it's just something to be aware of. Like Tesla doing something like that definitely makes those diehard Doge armies start to brew again a little bit versus what they were before, right? And you have that bit of meme coin pump that everybody's looking for as well at the same time.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, it's pretty smart analysis. Like Doge is definitely seen its height on the last market run, going all the way up to around 70 cent, 70 cent, and then coming back down to around 13 to 15 cent. So it's also had a great retracement in being able to go back down. And Doge hasn't missed a bull run yet, right? So if anything, and if Doge is underperforming right now, I think that it's seeing RSI levels that it's peaked interest before when anytime that it's been in these levels. It's caused a major push to the north side. So I think any news that we hear now is going to be some plays for us to get a little bit of bullish news to heighten up some of these projects that's been already through their bear market. And those, it's pretty much, I want to say that it's underperformed by any means necessary. I think that it's going through its necessary retracement. But I think that it's one of those assets that will come back. It's been ignored for a little while now, Scott, and I think it could come back and punch people in the punch people in the stomach without any regard. So, but without further ado, we're going to jump over to the excuse me, the total crypto market cap, see what's going on TradingView, and then also look at the Bitcoin dominance as well as the Ethereum dominance. Right now, the total crypto market cap is at $2 trillion, even, actually. Pretty funny. So it's at $2 trillion, so a little bit up from where it was yesterday. The market cap has actually been bouncing around, kind of like playing around today, kind of giving a sign like that the total crypto market could rise up. And as we scroll down to look at the Bitcoin dominance is at 40.37, so kind of stagnant from where it was yesterday, not really making a lot of fuss. And Ethereum dominance is at 19.26, so they actually had a good pushback on the Ethereum side. So as you can tell, a lot of altcoins have been able to pick up by about 5 to maybe 5 to 10% by average on some of the good top 1,000 token so on CMC or Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko. But I think that I would just keep paying attention to the markets. We don't like to speculate. I think the market could go up and down, which is a 50-50 for anybody that's involved in cryptocurrency. So any prediction you can make is the right one as long as it does that. And if it doesn't, it's just a wrong one. You have a 50-50 chance of doing it right the next time. But yeah, guys, I'm just kind of paying attention to the market, sitting back. It kind of visited some of the areas I wanted to at the 1.9. We talked about it here for over a month. And it's interesting to see where the market is going to go. We'll keep paying attention. But as always, guys, we appreciate you tuning in with us, hanging out for a little bit, getting a little bit of the news, and also, just coming through and getting to learn a little bit more about the things that we have going on with BigONE. And before we get out of here, we actually have a crypto Twitter space tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. UTC. It's going to be a good little space. We're going to have some people in there. We're going to have a good time talking about some of the things that's going on, some of their favorite projects. So if you guys are interested or want to bring your community by, or also, just want to come by and just have a word with us, we'll be there. Make sure you click the like, comment, subscribe down below. Let us know how you're doing, how you think how you guys are feeling about the content. And if there's anything in that we miss sometimes that you guys would like to talk about more. But before we get out of here, I'd like to pass the mic over to my brother and see if he has anything, and then we'll conclude.
I always like to mention about BigONE. AMM, is it going to be a big thing here in the near future with BigONE? Please keep your eye on it. We're going to be talking about it a little bit more in our spaces. I wouldn't say today, but we might mention a little bit more in the next coming day of projects that might be getting involved in it. I think it's an interesting way to get really great returns, you guys. So definitely keep an eye on this, and we'll be talking soon enough. And I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, and also, guys, be on the lookout for looks. We listen to them here on BigONE. As of yesterday, we listed looks. Kind of be on the lookout for them. They might have some good marketing behind them, but I know that they got over to BigONE. They actually definitely been vetted. Looks to be a pretty cool project. So guys, check it out. But until tomorrow, guys, peace.
Have a great day, you guys. Bye for now. Bye-bye.